Welcome back to Forgotten Hollywood. This time of year seems to be the season for monsters, slashers, and ghosts. Movies like Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Poltergeist, and Hellraiser make various playlists, and most of the time it's the originals. Why is that? Why are classic horror movies still so popular while modern ones, even if they're a modern version of the same story, just fall flat? Well, there are many reasons. Here's my top three. The first is the level of violence. Horror movies, especially ones in a franchise, fall into the same trap as television drama. Each one has to top what came before it. The kills have to be bigger, more extreme, more graphic, more shocking, more everything. You know what was one of the scariest kills in the first Friday the 13th? Brenda's. Why? Because not only did we not see it, we don't even know how she died. She's last seen alive, looking into a bright light. We see the camp from the lake, hear her scream. It's over. Her body is seen later, but the manner of her death is left up to the imagination of the audience. And, especially with horror, what's not shown can be more powerful than what is. On the flip side, some of the deaths in the remake are too gruesome to be described here. Yes, there will be violence in any slasher movie, and ghost stories do often include deaths. But not every horror movie needs to have enough blood to float the Titanic. This leads to the issue of body count. Michael Myers killed 6 people in his first movie. In the 2009 remake, that number jumped to 20. In one of the more recent films, Halloween Kills, there are more than 30 victims. More blood, more kills, more violence. While a high body count isn't a guarantee for a bad horror movie, the plot often suffers with too many kills. Some movies don't even have much room for plot, just a lot of violence and death. Balance is key. You need to have enough time to build tension. If you look at the Nightmare on Elm Street films, none of them have a high body count. These are great examples of balance and pacing. All bloody and violent, but great examples of balance and pacing. The second major problem is the overuse of CGI. Now, computer graphics can be a valuable tool when used properly. Think Forrest Gump when the computers were used to insert Tom Hanks into historic footage or remove Gary Sinise's legs. Moderation is key. However, today it seems like there's more green screen than real anything. Floors, ceilings, walls, and especially monsters are all made by computers. A short time ago, I watched the original Creature from the Black Lagoon. We were probably halfway through when I turned to my husband and said, "This is the last voyage of the Demeter, just done right." I could do a whole video on why that is, but one of the main reasons is the monster. Now, you might think that a monster suit from 1954 wouldn't hold up to the advanced techniques modern filmmakers use. You'd think so, but the creature, even in black and white, looks significantly better than Dracula playing Man-Bat this summer. That one was just too cartoony, and the lagoon creature was really there. There's more sense of danger to a physical threat than something animated. You might as well have Pikachu chasing the characters with a chainsaw. Real characters, real settings, and real monsters translate to real danger in the minds of the viewers. The third and probably the most problematic are the stories themselves. There seems to be 2 paces in most storytelling these days: the tortoise and the hare. I've commented on this in other videos for other genres, so it's nothing new, but horror stories either rush through everything to get to the core and jump scares, or they build up the foundation in real time, brick by brick. For a good movie, you need more of a balance. This is especially true for horror movies. As I said, they rely on tension to keep the audience engaged. Jump scares are another thing. Great when done well and in moderation. But there are other ways to be scary than to have someone scream in your face. I don't remember a single moment in Psycho that would classify as a jump scare, other than maybe the reveal of the mother at the end. However, Hitchcock was a master of tension. There was a 1955 thriller I watched for a college class, not made by Alfred Hitchcock, but very similar in style. And this was The Night of the Hunter, starring Robert Mitchum. It had a killer that would whistle a Christian hymn when stalking his prey. And it was an eerie quality that was really effective in keeping the tension up. The characters would be sneaking around, then they would hear that whistle. And even if they couldn't see him, they knew he was right there. It was so creepy. It was so good. And then you go forward 60 years, and it seems that the only way to build tension is to leave empty spaces and doorways and windows and mirrors so that you could put a scary face there. The problem is when you watch a few of these movies, you see the empty space and you're like, oh, that's where the monster's gonna go. Let's see how long till it shows up. There it is. It has been used so many times that it's just turned into a cliche. From movie to movie, there are several problems with modern horror, and really modern movies in general. But that's my take on the three biggest issues as to why the horror genre has suffered in recent decades. My advice, if you want an entertaining monster movie, go with one of the Universal horror icons. Personally, I really enjoyed Creature from the Black Lagoon and Dracula. If you're in the mood for a less supernatural thriller, pick up basically anything by Alfred Hitchcock or try Night of the Hunter. Although, fair warning, the killer's actually stalking a couple of kids trying to get something from them, and they spend the whole film trying to evade him. So, very well done movie, but if you can't handle seeing kids in danger, you might skip it. If you're like me and you prefer your horror to go with humor, I just love The Ghost of Mr. Chicken starring Don Knotts. But whatever you choose to watch tonight, happy Halloween. Thanks for watching. What's your favorite scary movie? Let me know in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the bell for notifications and I will catch up with you next time.